Good evening, everybody. My name's Tom Stoukas, coming to you from Sarnia, Ontario. A sweltering Sarnia, Ontario, July 6th. I got my dates mixed up yesterday because I had the June still on the month of the calendar. I use a paper calendar still, yes. And I forgot to turn the month over. So yeah, hot as hell today. It was like, with the humidex, it was like 40 degrees all in southwestern Ontario. Just gross. You don't want to go out at all in that stuff. And not only that, I guess the air quality was bad too because of, I guess, the wildfires. So it's like, this is turning out to be a shit summer because it's either, before it was cold, now it's hot and gross air. It's like, you want it hot but not too hot, and we're not getting that. So basically, Canada is totally a failed country. We've hit the trifecta. We have basically a failed economy, unless you're a boomer with $1 million house, of like a struggling middle class in a economy that doesn't work for them. And then we got the country overrun by mass immigration and basically being taken over, the culture. And then now, to top it all off, we got shitty weather. So there's not really any good reason almost to stay here the way it's going. Like, at least in Greece, like where my parents are from, you could be poor and destitute, but at least the weather's nice. You know, here. Anyway. So, yeah, that's where we're at. So, probably a lot of grouchy people. I know I am. It's not my thing. Because it's very sticky, ugly weather. Like, it's just not enjoyable at all. We just can't catch a break. That's in southwestern Ontario. I don't know the rest of Canada. Yeah. So, I'm just going to go straight to this daily thing. Not much going on. Too hot. It's too damn hot. Alright. See what's going on in Canada. But yeah, it's just a gross summer. Gross summer. Come on. Okay, here we go. Sorry, guys. Okay. So, what's the first thing I saw? More good. Oh my God. This is a Tim Hortons in Quebec. And a fly has just found a nice new condo inside a cream donut. Who knows how many kids she's got in there. It's just disgusting. Now, don't get me wrong. Being in the restaurant business, I know flies are a part of it. You get the odd fly in the kitchen. But that's fly looks like it's been in there, moved in, and it's, having an open house. So I don't know what to make of that. It just looks way too comfortable, that fly. So yeah, between the hepatitis A and the flies and the bad service, Tim Hortons is just like, whoever's running that place, man, they destroyed that Tim Hortons brand. Like, the brand is everything, right? Like, you go Nike, you go Apple, you go Tesla. Like, it's all brand name. And Tim Hortons had the name, and they destroyed it for short-term gain. They said, "Oh, we're We're going to try to be like McDonald's. We're going to try to cut down our labor costs. We're going to be cheap, treat our staff like shit, hire a bunch of Indians, and not listen to our consumers, and then go all COVID commie. That didn't help. So, and this is the result: a big fly in the bow in the donut. And like I said, it could happen, but it's that fly. It could happen to any restaurant, but this fly looks way too damn comfortable. He looks like this fly. It looks like they're having their way in the Tim Hortons. Like they're like, okay, we can do whatever we want in Tim Hortons. So that's it. I'm out. No more Tim Hortons. Not even the odd coffee. I'm sure the fly laid lots of eggs in the donut. Yeah, I used to go to Tim Hortons all the time. Like, I'm telling you, like, not just me, my friends and relatives. Every time we're doing, like, a move or a project or opening a new business and you were cleaning up and we'd go send somebody for coffees, it was always Tim Hortons. We spent so much money. And we didn't mind it because we liked it, kept us going. But just now since they kind of went after the McDonald's crowd, like they got this huge menu that they can't cook in a quick drive-through. It's very hard. And then they got all this foreigners for staff. Not because people don't want to do the job, but because they don't like being treated like crap. I've heard a lot of stories about Tim Hortons, the way they treat staff. So which would explain their turnover. So, anyway, they destroyed their brand pretty well. But they wanted to be like McDonald's. So now, when you're trying to be everything to everybody, you end up pissing off everybody. Because if they would have just concentrated on their donuts and their coffee and, maybe a bagel here and there and maybe even just a breakfast, and that's it. But they tried, I think they're doing pizza and anyway, this is the result. You get hepatitis A and flies. And I'm sure there's going to be more horror stories. But we spent a lot of money in there. So, but when, instead of focusing on the coffee and the donuts, which was the whole point of Tim Hortons, they ignored the bread and butter customers, this core customer, and went after I don't know what the hell they went after. So, too bad. No more Tim Hortons for me. Like, no more. I like the McDonald's coffee better. It's cheaper too. Okay, next post. We're talking about mass migration. It's really showing in the big cities. This is Montreal, where Montreal 2025, like there's a lot of people taking dumps outside. Like even in Sarnia, there was an incident. It's horrible, but this is the cities. You gotta watch where you're stepping now, I guess. So yeah, I say fuck diversity. That's diversity. Fuck diversity. That's what we're looking at. But yeah, I don't know if that's how they do it back in their country, but here we don't do that. Okay. Next, we have a little drama south of the border where Elon Musk is doing creating a new political party called the America Party, and pissing off a lot of people, especially the Trump people. Donald Trump called him a train wreck. And so it's kind of like the PPC, and you think about it, like a Canada First Party, America First Party. Same idea, I guess, outside of the uniparty system. So, and a lot of people are torching him, saying he's crazy, and like I don't know if it's a good idea for him he shouldn't even be involved in politics. He should just chill out and do his companies and make tons of money. But anyway, he's getting torched by people. They're calling him all sorts of names. They're saying he's on drugs. They're saying he's losing it. He's unstable. This and that, and he very well may be. But I have to tell you, for the decision to form a new party now, they say he's off his rocker. And he's going to destroy his companies and this. But I've heard so many times over the years about Elon Musk. like we don't know how this America party is going to turn out. We don't know how Elon's going to turn out. He could be a totally Howard Hughes, go hide in a mansion for 20 years. But regardless of how it turns out, Musk has been written off so many times in the past, so many times with Tesla. You know how many times they called bankruptcy for Tesla? So many times. And he's proven his critics wrong time and time again, like with X, even when he bought X. So maybe he's some crazy alien who's 20 steps ahead of the rest of us and he knows exactly what he's doing, or maybe he's totally crazy and he's going to lose his fortune. I don't know. But what I'm saying is underestimate him at your peril. So, so this is one example. Elon Musk has all the money in the world, but he doesn't have the ability to inspire millions. That's priceless. You can't buy it, and soon he'll find out. And there's a lot of tweets about Elon this way, like, oh, he's not as smart as he thinks. A lot of people are saying he's going to fail. Okay. But I've heard that so many times before with Elon Musk, and he comes back stronger than ever. So we'll see. Maybe all you can do is wait and see. But like I said, underestimate him at your peril. And here is this summer of heat. Toronto braces for another day of extreme temperatures. So yeah, Toronto's about the same similar here. And that's kind of what irked me. Is like, it's bad enough our globalist trader leaders are turning Canada into a third world shithole. Now we got crappy hot summer with air we can't even breathe. It's a cruel summer. So yeah, not the. I think things will get better. Hopefully. All right, more Elon here. Another point I made about Elon is this. He's planning for the post-Trump era. Underestimate him at your peril. Because remember, Trump is 80 years old. He could drop any minute. And he's not going to run again in 2028. No matter how much he says he will. Although he might try. But he's 80 years old. He's going to be 80-something by the time But he still might try. Like, okay, point is Elon's looking past Trump. He's saying Trump's going to be out of the picture and there's going to be like a void. So maybe he's just being proactive, especially if he says Trump's going to bankrupt the United States. So if things are bad by then, he could be looking like the right guy, like he called it if the economy's crashing. So we'll see. Next, Ferryman's Toll. He's becoming more popular. A lot of people wouldn't associate with him because they called him a racist and all that. Now they're all agreeing with his views now, so it's pretty funny. New York Post. Croatian right-wing singer Marko Perkovic and fans perform Nazi salute at concert. All right. The Croatians they were with the Nazis in World War II, so makes sense. Ferryman's Toll. Youth are Nazis because you turn their lives into global Weimer. It's true. So true. It's like kids don't wake up and say, I want to be a Nazi. They wake up and see their whole life ahead of them basically screwed. They're going to be a minority in their own country. They're never going to own a house. All that. Of course, you're going to be a little fascist. You know, young people are. Next post. I don't know what the hell this is. This is like some Muslim thing, it's called Ashura or something. I have no idea. It's like a Shia Muslim thing, because there's a Sunni Muslim, Shia. Anyway, it's like Protestant Catholic. Anyway, they whip themselves in the back too, which is weird. They're not the more zealot types do that, and they're like bleeding their backs. These guys are just being pretty tame. What the hell are they doing? So that's in Toronto. I see the CN Tower. So this is some kind of Shia Muslim thing. But what the hell, man? Like this stuff. Like, why do they do this in the street? Like, I don't see any Catholics or Greek Orthodox doing religious shit in the street like this. And when they did, if they tried, they'd get run out of town by all the LGBTQ people and the commies. But these guys, they do the mosque, they praying in the stupid square. It's ridiculous. Anyway, that's Canada. We let them do whatever. You know, you could say, hey, we kind of don't do that kind of stuff here. So yeah, no. And if they don't like it, well, too bad. But you got to say that stuff right away. It's like somebody moves into your house because they're down on their luck. You got a big house. You say, okay, you can stay in this room, and you know, you don't smoke in your house. And then they light up a cigarette. You got to say right away, we don't smoke in the house. Because if you let them light up a cigarette and you don't say anything, they're going to do it all the time. And next thing you know, they're going to smoke everywhere in the house. So there you go. When they come to Canada, you should say, yeah, none of this stuff in the street. You know, you go to your church. If you won't have a back parking lot, do it in there. If you have a church or a mosque and you have a big parking lot, you do whatever the hell you want there. Why do you have to do that in the street here? It's ridiculous. But I know they say it's like a domination tactic, which I believe. It's psychological, yes. Scott Adams, he's been more and more red pilling lately. I've come to the conclusion that none of the major stories of my lifetime were true. So basically, like everything, like the Vietnam War, Nixon, Watergate, JFK assassination, he's talking about all this stuff. He has no faith in it anymore. CIA had contact with Lee Harvey Oswald before JFK's assassination. Almost 62 years after President JFK assassination, the Central Intelligence Agency revealed that one of their officers had contact with Lee Harvey Oswald before and after the killing. Oh, yeah. It's all coming to light. Next, Elon Musk. I love this picture. It's hilarious. I want you for America party. Uncle Elon. But I like their platform. The pic's funny, but I like the platform. There's like reduce debt, responsible spending, modernize military with AI, robotics, pro-tech, accelerate to win in AI, less regulation across board, free speech, pro-natalist, centrist policies everywhere else. Pro-natalist is like they want to encourage families, childbirth, all that, like motherhood, all that. So we'll see how he does. Next post. We're talking about Tucker Carlson. Everybody's freaking out because he interviewed the president of Iran, which, whatever. It's not a big deal. I don't like it because it's like a censorship thing for me. Like they're saying, oh, you guys shouldn't be able to listen to Tucker talk to the Iranian president. You're too dumb you'll fall for the propaganda. It's like, whatever. But it's ridiculous because American journalists have been doing this for a long time. Barbara Walters, that was her whole thing. She did Gaddafi. Mike Wallace. I think he interviewed Hezbollah, and here he is with the Iranian, with Khomeini, like the old guy, though he's dead now, but this is like the original Ayatollah. So I know he did Hezbollah too. So like this whole thing with Tucker is weird. It's like, even if you don't agree with Tucker and you think he was softballing it, it's still not like he's doing anything out of the ordinary. Okay. This is a good quote. So Donald Trump wants to do a UFC match in front of the White House, which he's going to do. It's going to be hilarious. It's probably going to get killer ratings. I might even watch it. But this guy made a good point. He said, the same people calling the UFC at the White House embarrassing were perfectly fine with drag queens flaunting their junk and spreading their butt cheeks in front of little children on the White House lawn. Yeah, when Joe Biden was president, they had all that weird crap. and nobody said a word. But Donald Trump wants to have a UFC match, and they lose their minds. All right, next post. Poland. I think this is the second time a Polish person's been killed by a migrant. A large group of Polish men just took to the streets in town No after news that a Colombian migrant stabbed a 41-year-old Polish man to death. They are chanting, "All Poland sings with us, get the refugees out." And my question is, what the hell is a Colombian doing in Poland, of all places? It's like, I'm a Colombian migrant. I'm going to go to Poland. It's like, seriously? That doesn't make no sense. And then I think there was a girl killed by a I don't know if it was a Venezuelan in Poland. It's like, what are they doing? How the hell did they get over from South America to Poland? I don't know. And Poland doesn't even have that much of a mass migration problem as us. And look at how they're reacting. It's weird. Next post. There's Pierre at the Calgary Stampede. So is Mark Carney's there. He looks a little weird here. Look at this smile of his. It's kind of weird. What the hell's going on? And then he's got the old wife there, the old ball and chain. She's a shorty there, eh? But she's there, eh? Like, she's really short. So this is a problem for him, I think. This wife business, she's there all the time. It's like, isn't it weird if your wife was at your job all the time, just hanging out? It'd be kind of weird. Like, I know he's a politician and you got to push the family out once in a while, but like, she's there every time, like caucus meetings, press conferences, this, that. And she's very, got a lot of opinions, to say the least, which is fine, but it's a distraction to his campaign, unless she's like a campaigner herself, or is like she's like, because when I remember Jack Layton and Olivia Chow were a couple, they both were MPs, so there you go. She's not an MP, and I think I don't think she's definitely a drag on the campaign, I believe. It's like, man, she's always there. I was in the Shoppers Drug Mart today, and I saw this magazine, Toronto Life. Does anybody read Toronto Life? It's got big old Fat Doug Trader Ford on the cover. And it looked like a nice, look at this, Doug Dynasty. So instead of Duck Dynasty. And I was like, no, you gotta be kidding me. So basically they're prepping him for a run for the Conservative leadership. Pierre, I think, is toast. But Canada's toast if we have this guy. He's destroyed Ontario. Pierre's bad too. They're all bad. But this guy's, oh my God. But look at this. Is the Premier paving a path to Ottawa? He definitely isn't not considering a run for Prime Minister. A long, hard, behind-the-curtain look at the insatiable political ambitions of Douglas R. Ford. Oh, my God. Gag me, man. I just want to puke. So, yeah.
I'm here to...
Yeah. So, basically, they're prepping us for a Doug Ford Conservative run. Which is... I mean, look, it's horrible. I don't like him. I don't like him as I didn't like him as a counselor. I didn't like him as he rode his brother's coattails. I didn't like him as premier. But nobody thought he'd be premier, except him. So hopefully, I know he wants to be prime minister, which is scary. So hopefully it doesn't happen. Next, Anaida Polyev, Pierre's wife, again pops up on my timeline. I don't know what she's doing. She put this big thing about women and their names, keeping their maiden names, and I don't know what the hell this is all about. Okay. She's talking about feminism and all this, whatever. But poor Pierre, like, he's trying to get his message out. He's trying to like get it, and she's like she's like a distraction. Unless she's like an MP herself, she's a distraction. But don't worry, it'll go away sooner or later. I remember she said to stay the fuck home during COVID, so I don't like her for half of that. Next post. This is in Toronto. This happened in East Toronto, at a McDonald's. Someone got stabbed last night, and apparently there's tons of people with phones and whatever, but they still haven't just said who the suspect is or the I guess the victim's a young male youth. So I'm pretty sure we know the demographic. I think they know who the guy is. They're looking for him, and they probably just don't want to spook him. I don't know, because if there's all that, it was at a McDonald's in Toronto. So if they had that many witnesses, I'm sure they know the guy. There's no use. Maybe they don't want to put a description out. I don't know, to let him like feel more at ease when they bust him. But yeah, the point is kid got stabbed. In Toronto. Toronto's turning into a jungle. Horrible story.
Bring them to justice. So
let's see what he says here.
If you were I'm here to provide you with an update on a homicide investigation that occurred overnight. We are very early on in the investigation, so I'm limited in the information that I can share, but there are some things that I would like to share with the public. So I can start by telling you that at approximately 10:10 p.m., paramedics were flagged down for the reports of a stabbing in the area of Eastern Avenue and Coxwell. Toronto police officers arrived shortly thereafter. A male was located by Toronto Paramedic Services. He was suffering from apparent injuries. He was transported to a local hospital by way of emergency run.
Anyway,
where
that's it. And then, one more thing. I seen this thing. This is hilarious. Salman Sinha. I always crap on this guy. He's a funny guy, actually. I call him the rag doll because he's from Iran. I guess he was in prison in Iran, so he says. And now he's in Canada, which is good. I guess good for him. But the problem I have with this guy is he goes to the Palestinian rallies. He goes to whatever, mostly Palestinian rallies, okay? Because he's like a shill for Israel. So he'll go to the Palestinian rallies to get the photo op of them ripping the Canadian flag, whatever. So he'll bring a Canadian flag with him, and he'll get jostled around, and they'll say, look, what they're doing to the Canadian flag. So my point is he comes from Iran as a refugee. Instead of just like starting a new life, he's out in the street mixing it up with these other dummies. And the cops tell him, don't go, please. We don't want to have to come in and scrape you off the pavement. Because, if you're going to go in and put your face into other people like this, there's a chance they might push you and kind of beat the shit out of you, especially if you're annoying. And he was bad-mouthing the Toronto cops, so I guarantee they hate him. And anyway, so my point is we don't care about Iran and all this, whatever you guys are fighting over on the streets here in Toronto. So instead of coming here from Iran and we know you're doing it to get, because Iran is the enemy of Israel. We know we work for Israel, okay? You and your friend Boardman. So instead of doing that, causing commotion on the street, ignoring the police, bad-mouthing the police, and then acting like a victim when you're just a ragdoll routine. It's funny, but that's just my opinion. So I said I love the ragdoll routine. Toronto cops hate them. Deport all these guys, including Solomon. So yeah, I'm in favor of deporting them all, but I don't even care what goes on in Iran. If Salman does, he should go airlift to the outskirts and join a resistance group. Let's see what he's doing here. And then we'll leave. Like I said, look at him. It's like all they're doing is really, get the fuck out of here. We don't want to look at you. And he's there waving his stupid picture. So why is he in Canada doing this? That's what I don't like. I don't like this. Of course, all the old pro-Israeli guys love it because he's their shill. That's all. We shouldn't have any of these guys.
You can kill me, but you cannot grab my flag.
We shouldn't have any of these guys. If they want to argue over Iran, they can go over to the outskirts of Iran and argue over there.
They're throwing stuff.
Oh, and then he cries to the police when he gets thrown around.
Using water as a weapon.
A weapon.
And they claim to support Imam Hussein.
It has nothing to do with Imam Hussein. They are terrorists. They are backed by IRGC, and they are afraid of lion and sunflower.
Yeah. So basically, they're having like it's like some kind of religious holiday, and so he's basically jumping in there. First of all, we already said they shouldn't be doing those on the street, those holidays, but he's literally jumping in, getting in their face, and then going and crying to the cops. So that's the problem I have with this guy. He's like, he comes to Canada, takes the hospitality, and just becomes a troublemaker. He's not accomplishing it. He's not doing anything productive. And that's it. That's it for now. It's too hot. So the heat warning's expected to end tonight, so hopefully it'll be decent weather tomorrow. And we'll see. We'll see how the rest of summer unfolds. So the next broadcast will be Wednesday, July. See if I have my dates wrong right now, since I'm looking at the right month. Wednesday, July 9th at 9 p.m. So until then, everybody have a nice, try and enjoy your summer. Try not to gag on this dirty air. And we'll see you then.